waiting for the signal to go through to OneStream, and then I can go live on Amazon Live. Click that button and just wait for that to go green. And you've got to have an iPad and an iPhone to actually broadcast to Amazon Live. So let's go there, and hopefully in a second or two, well, perhaps a little bit longer, we'll be live on Amazon Live. So I can go live now. Wow. Okay, Russia's back to the studio with 20 seconds to spare. All good. If you're watching me live on LinkedIn or YouTube or Facebook, thank you very much. If you want to join me on Amazon Live for the full Amazon Live experience, you'll see the link in the text above this video, and that will take you over to amazon.com/live, and you see me. Okay, welcome to the show. Let's get the show underway, and we're live on Amazon. So my iPad says that we're live on Amazon, so I'm going to say welcome to the broadcast. And this is Lights, Camera, Action with Stephen. And over the course of the next 2 hours or so, we're going to be talking about everything to do with live video. And you're watching Stephen live from Wiltshire in England. And I'm just waiting for, well, let's put that there and say hello and welcome to everyone who's watching. If you're watching on Amazon Live, big welcome. You're watching Stephen live from Wiltshire in England, and it's Friday and it's the end of the week, and this is my last show of the week, and I'm looking forward to it. If you've got any questions about any aspect of live broadcasting, then please do ask. Simple as that. Okay, now bit of background as I leap off center stage to be top left. Okay, explanations. I'm using two cameras today. My main camera, which is the one you can see now, is the Logitech Brio, which is up above me now, and we'll be talking about the Brio later in this broadcast. My second camera is this one, and this is live, by the way. This is pointing at my desktop, and you can see the TP-Link Deco, which is down the carousel. We can see a plant. We're going to watch that plant flower in 2022. Another plant needs a bit of water, I think. And then we've got my BeLive mug because I work for BeLive. And then you've got the iPad, which is actually running this broadcast. So that's the second camera. I'll be using that to do demonstrations throughout the broadcast. Now, if you see anything down the carousel, just slide along, and you've got any questions about it, then please do ask. The show is called Lights, Camera, Action. And that is in relation to webcams and audio gear, microphones, live video, Fitbits, and I am broadcasting from be.live. Just going around the screen. Bottom left-hand corner, I'm going to be telling you about the Logitech C920X and background removal software using a green screen. We're going to be looking at that. And we're also going to be looking at, on a show 4 weeks ago, hosted by Mark Arnaud, my good friend in Portugal, Daniel Sigmund of Logitech demonstrated Logitech Litra Lite. And it's the first time I've seen it, and it's the first time many of us have seen it, because it was only launched in January 2022. And that's the first item that we're going to look at today as I come to me. So the first item we're going to look at is down the carousel, $59.99. This is it. This is the Logitech Litra Lite. Now, background to this, I've been broadcasting for 6 years. For 3 of those years, I had softboxes, one either side of me. The light went onto the wall, reflected back onto me, and it worked very well. But because they're made of cloth, softboxes are big, bulky, and after a period of time, wear and tear, the cloth goes and you've got to replace it. So we dismantled the soft boxes. Angelica was very pleased, my partner, very pleased that I dismantled them, and we took them to the recycling centre, and they're now history. Now that meant I did 3 weeks without lights. And then I saw on Marco's broadcast, I saw this demonstration by Daniel. And I was so taken by the light that I actually bought one. In fact, I bought two. And if you think it's a bit dark in here, it's because it is. So what I'm going to do now, using the software I'll show you in a moment, is switch the light on. Right, so I'm better lit now. Okay, and I'm lit by one of these Logitech Litra glow lights. That's the only light I've got on. There's no room lights. It's getting dark outside. It's after 4 o'clock in the UK. It's starting darker. But this is the light that I chose to replace those big softboxes. And it does. And the thing is, with the softbox, you can only switch it on and off. You've only got two settings. It's either on or it's off. And it's either throwing out white light or it's not throwing out white lights. Different thing entirely with the Logitech Litra. When you first get Litra Glow, it comes in this handy little box, and you take it out of the box, and you then have this light. Okay, now the light will bend forward like that. It will go up like that. You can turn it to the right. You can turn it to the left. You're probably ahead of me now. Okay, so it is adjustable. And the other thing is that you can extend the light. Okay, you're actually directing the light exactly where you want it to be. Now, my light is above me and it's set like so. Next thing is you lift this shelf, and that's how it attaches itself to your monitor. You just put it over the back of your monitor, and that's it. It sits there. It's actually sat at the moment next to my Logitech camera, and the light is shining down, but it's not an obtrusive light. It's not a blaring light. It's a soft light, as we'll see as we actually go through the light details, as it were. Now, you can have it on this wonderful stand, which it comes with, but it also comes with, and thank you for watching me live on Amazon, it also comes with a power cable. So it's got a USB-C to USB-A power cable. You plug that in, and you plug the other end of it into your PC or Mac. So it's PC or Mac, no problem at all. And then you've got the switches on the back. Okay, so 3 switches. You can switch it on. Okay, and so I've got power, and you can see it's not an overpowering light. It is a soft light. Now, I'm not going to shine the light at you totally, but you can see it's a very soft light. And you've got the on-off switch. Okay, and it's now gone off. You must use the cable that's supplied in order to use the software that comes with the Logitech Litra light. And let's just look at one of the 2 features now. Those of you who've watched me before on Amazon Live, thank you. As you know, I like to give you the full story of each individual item I'm going to show you. In order to do that, I've got a crib sheet, and the crib sheet is next to me, and it means that when we talk about something, I'll give it its proper name. Okay, so I call it the Logitech Litra Glow, but Logitech call it Logitech Litra Glow Premium LED Streaming Light, which is what it is. Now, Logitech are well known for cameras C920, 922, 925, and 930, and the Brio, which we'll look at shortly. This is their first ever light, and this was released, if you've not heard it before, it's not a surprise, it was released in January 2022, and I started promoting this a few weeks ago, and I'm pleased at the results of people who've actually gone out to buy it. I'll show you one of those. I know several of my friends have bought it because it's just does the job. Okay, out of the box, it does the job. Now, the controls on the back, you've got 2 sliders. One is for temperature and the other is for brightness. Those are the 2 things you can control. So you can control the brightness of the light and the temperature. Now, it has been designed for use by broadcasters and gamers. And with that in mind, this light is safe to use 24 hours a day. So you can have it on your monitor 24 hours a day, or what you can do, if you wish, is you can take the light, just twist, and you can attach it to a tripod stand. Okay, so you can put the light onto the tripod. which means that you can place the light anywhere you like in your office. Okay, now I've got one which is on at the moment, which is above my monitor using the shelf there, and then another one is on my portable, my Microsoft Surface Book 2, and that uses the shelf as well. But you can use a tripod to actually put the light anywhere that you want on your desking. Okay. The lighting, as I explained, this lighting is soft. It's true soft technology developed by Logitech, and it is a subtle light. It's powerful but subtle, is the way I would look at it. It's got an adjustable monitor mount. As we saw, you can actually extend it, you can lower it, you can turn it. Okay, you can turn it every which way you want. Okay, back to the original. Brightness and color temperature on the back. Okay, but that's not all. I'll show you in a moment. The next thing is that it's got a desktop app for PC and Mac, which I'm going to show you in a moment. Because you don't have to, if I had to go like that to actually control the light, then that takes my concentration of actually talking to you. So the fact that it's got software. Now, I did mention a month ago, if I switch it off again, it does have natural skin tones and a radiant look. So do I look radiant? That's the question. But the skin tones are natural. Yeah, so it's not a bright light, it's an adjustable light, as I'll show you in a moment. It's safe for all day streaming. This is important. If you're a gamer and you're streaming 8 to 10 hours a day, this light is safe in those circumstances. You've got freedom of light placement over the monitor, or use the tripod, or any tripod really. And the next item in carousel, my carousel, it's got software, and it's got the Logitech free G Hub software. So you've got free software to actually control this light. I'm going to put the light to one side in a second, but before I do, I'm going to do a screen share, and I'm going to show you how you can control this light using the software that comes free with it. So hopefully I'll be able to capture that and be able to bring it on screen. So this is the software that actually controls the light. Okay, and I'm going to take you through. Basically, what you do is this. Okay, you actually turn off full screen so you can actually see me. I'm going to hide my second camera. Okay, I'm going to say thank you to Daniel and Marco for showing me the light in the first place. We're going to look at the XSplit Broadcaster software soon, very soon. You know, you're watching Lights Camera Action with Stephen, and I'm going to show you those pictures later of where I live. Well, this is where I live. Okay, so that's a walk near to us, and this place you should recognize. I live about half a mile away, or half an hour away from Stonehenge. So we could say goodbye to Stonehenge for now. And if I hide this, and I hide this, you've now just got me in the light. Okay, so I'm going to put this light down, come back to it in a moment. But this is the software that controls the light. Well, it's Logitech G Hub, which is known to millions of gamers around the world, and they've added the Logitech Litra Lite to the software. So in terms of the software, what you can do is this. If I switch the light off, okay, first of all, let's start from the beginning. This is me with no light at all. This is me as soon as I switch the light on. Okay, so you can see more of me. Okay, you can see me more clearly, is what I'm trying to say. There are 6 presets. Okay, now some of these you will see a difference, some of them you will see a very subtle difference. But let's go from the top. The first preset is quite bright. Okay, and this is basically set at maximum brightness with no temperature. So this is the coolest that I'll look during this demonstration because there's no temperature involved. Then we go on to the next setting, and the next preset supplied with the light is cozy daylight. So this is the one you'd actually use at daytime. Next one is the afternoon, okay, which is what it is here in the UK at the moment. And then the next one down is soft sunset, okay, and this is one that I quite like the look of, okay. And what we're talking about here is getting comfortable on camera, getting your lighting right. Important in live broadcasting are the camera, and I'm using Logitech Brio, the sound, I'm using the Elgato O3, and the lighting. And the lighting is just the Logitech Litra light. Okay. The next preset is this one. Okay, and again, this is called cozy candlelight. Okay, so you can use the lighting to set the mood of your broadcast. Now, those are the 6 presets that come with the light. Download the software from Logitech.com, and you can switch your light on, and you can check out the presets, and you can switch from one preset to another instantly. Okay, and there is a preset that you can create yourself, and this one is the one that, this is nothing to do with Logitech. This is not Logitech's fault. I'm just moving something out of the way. This is not Logitech's fault. I designed this one, and what I want to do basically is just to demonstrate to you that using the software, I can decrease the brightness, okay, and I can decrease the temperature until I get to a stage where I'm actually happy with it. So you use the controls until you're actually happy with the way you look on camera. It's important. If you look good on camera to you, then you give a good presentation. Simple as that. And it just takes moments to actually set it up. I mean, you just get the light from Amazon, click the link in the carousel, that will take you to a full description of the light. Plug it into your PC or Mac, download the software, and you have total control then over your lighting, which is set up for the beginning of the day, the middle of the day, the end of the day, and whatever else you choose. Now, I'm going to switch it back to my favorite setting, which is this one. So we're going to go with cozy candlelight, or perhaps soft sunset. Okay, so that is how you actually control the software, control the light through the software until you get to the stage where you feel comfortable on camera. Okay, lighting is very important. Zoom, for argument's sake, Zoom. When I say live video, I'm talking about Zoom, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and your website. Okay, that's any live broadcasting. Now, I've been doing this for the last 6 years, and I enjoy live broadcasting, as you probably tell throughout this broadcast. And I'm here to help you. Okay, and the first thing I've helped you with is lighting. This is the ideal solution to your lighting problems. Put it on your monitor next to your camera, angle it as you wish, and then decide which of the presets you're actually going to use in your broadcast. That's it. Nothing more to do than that. Software, you download the software from Logitech.com. Just put in, just a minute. Just put in this. Okay, so put into the software, into the website, Logitech Litra Glow, download the software, install it, it will see your light. Now, just to think, I've got the 1 Litra light there. I've got the second one, which is here. Okay. In actual fact, I got this second one so I could actually show it to you, because I could point at it and you wouldn't be able to see it. This way you can actually see it. You can see how it comes. You can see how it works. You can see how you can actually get the best out of it. I'm loving using this light. It's basically, it's taking care of all my lighting requirements. So well done to Logitech. Thank you to Marco and to Daniel for introducing me to the light. If you've got any questions about lighting, then please do ask. If you've got any questions, please do ask. This Amazon Live, and I'm just grateful to be one of 4 Englishmen broadcasting on the site. Amazon Live is a resource for you. Okay, we're here to help and advise you. The items down the carousel I own, and basically I know all about them. So when I talk about Logitech Litra Lite, I own it. I can answer your questions on it. When I talk about the Logitech C920 camera in the next section, I own that camera. I can talk about it. Same with the Brio, same with the Elgato. Everything that you see in the carousel, you will see live today. And I've got stories to tell about them. But if you've got questions, then please say. If you ask a question, I'll do my best to answer it. If you just want to say where you're from, then just say hello. That would be good too. Basically, at the end of this live broadcast, all the comments will disappear. Yeah, it's not like YouTube where the comments stay, the comments disappear. If you comment, I do not get your information. I do not get a link to you. Okay, you can, if you click the follow button, you can get a link to me. Yeah, and following is basically, as far as we broadcasters are concerned, the best thing that can happen once you're live is when somebody presses the follow button. Because the follow button, you may get reminded of when I next go live, and I'm live at 11 AM Eastern, weekdays, live from the UK. You may get a reminder. You won't get a reminder all the time, but you may get a reminder some of the time. The second thing is, if you look up above and you're on the Amazon.com page, you'll see a following tab. If you click the following tab, you will see all the broadcasters you follow. And if they're live, you can catch them live. If they're recorded, then you can watch the replay all from the one page. It's like building your own Amazon TV channel, yeah, of your favorite broadcasters. So I've got a comment in the studio, which I'm going to take. How are you doing, Steve? I have Facebook followers in my personal profile. 73,000 and my page 153,000 followers. Can I use them for Facebook ads or Amazon sales? If you answer yes, what do I need to do? Okay, thank you for the question, Ramo. If you have a following, personal following, or a Facebook profile following, or a Twitter following, then you can apply to be an Amazon affiliate. Then you can apply to be an Amazon Rising Star, and then you can apply to be an Amazon Insider, which is what I am. And I can broadcast on Amazon Live 24/7, and sometimes it feels like I do. But to answer your question, with that following, you can certainly apply to be an affiliate on Amazon.com and take it step by step. Now, in terms of going step by step, I run a group on Facebook called the Live Video Sales Group, run for BeLive. This is BeLive, so let's just go with the comments for a moment. You're watching me live on BeLive, okay, and you've seen that I can show images and show text, and all sorts of things I'm doing now are actually being done through BeLive, 2 cameras, everything. BeLive have the Live Video Sales Group on Facebook. If you check out my Facebook profile, you'll see a link posted today to the group. Join the group, and then I can guide you step by step. Because if you're watching me now and you're thinking, I could do that, and I've got news for you, you can. If you've got the following and you've got the dedication and you've got the presentation skills live on camera, then you can apply to become an Amazon Live Insider, step by step. Affiliate first, Rising Star, Insider. Those are the 3 steps. I'm here to help you. My friends are here to help you as well. I know many people who provide assistance, because from our point of view, the more people broadcasting on Amazon Live, the better. So again, thank you for the question, and do join me. Because you're actually posted on YouTube, I will get in contact with you afterwards. Okay. Right. So there you have it. Just a minute. Okay, we're still live. Okay, I've got to keep checking every so often that I'm still live. Okay, so old habits die hard. Okay, now, as far as this live broadcasting thing is concerned, let me just take the logo off. Okay, just remember that I work for Live, and this is my show on Amazon Live, my personal show. As far as this live broadcasting thing is concerned, I've been doing this for the last 6 years. I go live regularly now on Amazon Live, and I go on Facebook, and I've got hundreds of friends around the world. But it all started 6 years ago when we were on a website called Blab. This is before Facebook Live. There was a time before Facebook Live, but when Facebook Live arrived, we got bitten by the live video bug. Okay, we'd got used to broadcasting. We knew we were getting better at it, and we wanted to be on Facebook Live at our best. Okay, now up until then, we'd been using the internal camera and the internal microphone on our PCs and Macs, and it'd been working well. So why change it? Why change it? It's because you want to up your game. Yeah, you want to improve the way you look. You want to improve the way you sound. So literally, as soon as Amazon Live came along, hundreds of live broadcasters were looking for an external camera, because that's the first thing you do. You want to continual and never-ending improvement. You want to improve what you're doing. And the way to do that is by getting an external camera. And the external camera that we're looking at now, okay, just a minute. Let's go to my crib sheet, is the Logitech C920X. This is Logitech C920X. This is my own Logitech C920X. Now, this is an ideal first external camera. Okay, Logitech are renowned for the quality of the build and the sheer power. Okay, so this is the camera. When you take it out of the box, just a minute, you plug it in, okay, just straight into your PC or Mac. Simple and straightforward. Now, because this camera is used by millions of people around the world, your PC and Mac will recognize it straight away. Okay, and the next thing you need to do is position it. Now, most people have got their cameras on top of their monitors, and they try to look at the camera all the time rather than looking down at the screen. Okay, so you open it up like that, and it then goes over the back of your monitor. Okay, now this is the C920X. I'm going to explain to you in a few moments what the X stands for, because there is something rather special that comes with this camera, and it's worth knowing. It's an ideal gift for yourself, an ideal gift for friends or family, ideal gift for anybody. You can't go wrong with this. This is ideal for Zoom calls. It's also ideal for Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. The camera's center lens is 720p and 1080p. The higher the number, the more pixels, the clearer the picture. Okay, so this can do 720 and 1080. Lens is in the middle, and you've got twin microphones either side. It goes on top of your monitor. Or if you turn the camera that way around, you will see that in the bottom is a thread. And you might be ahead of me now if you've been watching since the beginning. You can take a tripod. I'm going to do this live because I can. You can take a tripod and you can fasten the tripod. I'm just doing this while I'm talking. Okay, I'm waiting for it to engage properly so it's not going to fall to bits. Okay, you can put the camera, that was good, wasn't it? You can put the camera on a tripod, it just screws on, and then you can splay the three legs out, and then you can position the camera anywhere on your desking. You're not limited to being on top of your monitor. And this is true of all Logitech microphone cameras and microphones. You can actually put them onto a tripod. As the tripod doesn't matter. What you're trying to do is position the camera. Now, your main camera will be where it's accessible, which is on top of your monitor, but a secondary camera can be anywhere. Just to give you an example, if I come back to here, I'm going to go off full screen. What else have we got on screen? I've shown you that software, so we don't need that software anymore. Okay, so back to me. I'm going to switch this on. You've got the Logitech Brio pointing at me, and then you've got the Obspot Tiny, which I'm going to show you later, actually pointing at my desktop. So that is, if I go here, that is my demonstration camera down there. Okay, this is live. Okay, just to prove it. You could have this as a third camera. Okay, and it could give a different view. The idea of having more than one camera on screen to show different angles. Okay, so you can mix it up. You can switch from one camera to another during a live broadcast. You're not restricted to one camera. So let's take a closer look at the C920. The X stands for extra. I'm going to explain what the extra is in a moment. It's full 1080, okay, and it's 30 frames per second. 30 FPS is the standard for live broadcasting. The more frames, if that 30 went to 60 or 90, then the clearer the picture. Okay, because this literally is moving pictures. You've got the clear stereo audio from 2 omnidirectional microphones. In English, those microphones pick up the sound all around you. So you need some form of noise cancellation, because if there are people moving around you, this will pick their voices up. It's ideal if you're doing a conference with 3 people at a table, all could be heard. But if it's just you who's actually talking and you don't want the background noise, then you need to have noise cancellation. I'll come to that. Okay, it's got, right, okay, I've got too many things on, just a minute. Okay, it has light correction. If I turn my light off, and those of you notice, if I was using this camera, it will adjust. Yeah, it will make light correction. It's not as low light correction. It's not as good as having a Logitech liter light shining at you. Nothing's as good as that, he said. Okay, but the camera will try its best when your room is dark to actually give you some lighting so that people can actually see your face. And the way to test it is to have the camera on and then switch all the lights off and see what you look like. Don't broadcast, just see what you look like in your broadcast studio. It's got advanced capture software. You can create and share video content easily. I'm going to show you that software when I look at the Logitech Brio. Okay, next thing is that it's got, we've talked about that. We've done low light setting and 78 degrees field of view. So it's 78 degrees. It's not the 90 degrees that we get on the Brio or on the Otherspot Tiny. It is 78 degrees. And I'll show you what that means when we look at the Brio camera shortly. I'll explain all the fields of view. This camera is mine. I bought this camera 6 years ago. It normally lives on my second computer. Yeah, I bring it down for when I'm doing the lives on Amazon Live. It is 6 years old, but the version that's down the carousel at the moment at $69.99 was first released in March 30th, 2020. So it's an updated version of this. But I'm showing you this one because basically this camera is 6 years old. It is as, let's unravel it. I'm going to take the tripod stand off, okay, before your very eyes. Well, sort of, okay. So we've got the camera again. This is, yeah, goes on my desktop upstairs like that. But the latest version, the one down the carousel, was released in March 2020. So it has been updated with the technology which was prevalent in 2020. And I dare say that it will be updated again. And okay, now this is the kicker. The C920X, the X stands for extra. And the extra is a piece of software called XSplit VCam, background removal. Now you see I've got a green screen behind me. I'll talk about that during this broadcast, but for the moment, I've got to say that I've been using XSplit VCam and green screens and background removals. I've been using it since January 2019. I used to broadcast with Brigitte Banda, who's on Amazon Live, and we used to broadcast every Friday, and Brigitte would be on a Mac using Ecamm software. I would be on my desktop PC using XSplit VCam. And in those days, background removal was a new thing. It has, over the last 3 years, matured to the situation now where background removal software is an option for all of us. And it is definitely an option if you take the camera that's down in the carousel to use it in your live broadcast. Now, just give me a moment. Okay, and it was a moment. I actually found that straight away. If I take myself off full screen, and I'm going to hide my second camera for a moment, and there you have, I'm in my BeLive studio, and this is a YouTube video. I'm going to play it for you. Rather than talk about what background removal is, I'm actually going to show you background removal using XSplit Vcam. So I'm going to switch my microphone. I'm going to put that full screen. I'm going to switch my microphone off and press play. Here we go. This is from England, and I'm here to give you an overview of XSplit Vcam, how it works. Background removal tool I've been using since January 2019, and it just keeps getting better and better. Now, the image behind me is one of Salisbury Cathedral, and the acid test of any background removal tool is that you still have 10 fingers with little webbing between them. Okay, so that test passed. Second is the outline of your body. Those are the things to look for when you're looking at a green screen, the ability to actually move about. So let's take a look at the software itself, and this is the XSplit Vcam program. Okay, now you notice at the top there it says original. This is me. This is also me. So this is how I look normally. Now, first stage is to actually remove the background. So let's remove the background by pressing a button, and I get background's gone. Okay, prove that if I go here, background has disappeared. Okay, so the next step is to select a background to go in place, and you can do that just by clicking an image. You'll get a different background. Okay, that's it. That's very colorful. Now, just a warning, you need to make sure that the image at the top is not too light. Okay, what you don't want is to have an image too light at the top. If you try it, you'll see what I mean. Okay, now XSplit Vcam is an external program which you download from XSplit, and it sits on your computer and you can use it in this way. Okay, so over to one of my favorite backgrounds. So I'm just switching background. Now, if I go to here, you can actually see that I can get backgrounds from several sources. I can upload a media file. Okay, and I'm going to upload a media file. I'm going to go on my hard drive to artwork and to reduced. Okay, and I'm going to bring up this image, and that's it. That's how easy it is to take an image from your hard drive and bring it on screen. Second thing you can do is you can. The second thing you can do, I'm back now. That was the video. That video is on YouTube. If you want to watch the whole video, then go to YouTube and simply search for Stephen Healy. Or there, that's it. If you search for Stephen Healy on YouTube and XSplit Vcam, you'll find out all about. Well, you can watch the whole video, and you can watch other training videos as well. I've got a host of videos on YouTube, which you can go and watch anytime. Just type in my name and you'll find me. So I've been using that background removal software since January 2019, when I used to broadcast with Richard Limbanda, who's also on Amazon Live. The software comes with Logitech C920X. So it's the X that's down in the carousel at the moment. It's the X that's got the extra. It's the extra that's XSplit Vcam. The first thing you can do, as you saw, was I can upload an image from my hard drive and use that as a background. Okay. The second thing I can do is I can take a YouTube video and play that in the background. So I can have a moving background. Yeah. Now you go to YouTube, you find if it's your video, not a problem, just do it. If the video has to be public, what you can do is to take a public video and play it as your backdrop on a Zoom call or on a internet broadcast like this one. You can replace your background with a YouTube video. Now, For the YouTube video to work, it has to be public and it has to be embeddable. Now, the embed setting is something that is under the control of the person who created the video. If they clicked yes to embed, you can play it as your background. If they haven't, you can't. No matter what you do, yeah, the video is not going to play. So if you have a video which doesn't play, move to the next one and find one that does. Okay. The third thing you can do as a background with the background removal software that comes with the C920X is you can have a page behind you. Now, by definition, web pages are public, so you can have any web page in your background. If you're going to have a web page in your background, then do acknowledge whose web page it is by saying this is the BBC, yeah, or CNN or CNBC or any of the CBS thingies. You can just name them and say, right, okay, this is their website, and I'm just showing it to you. The final place you can actually get backdrops from to go is basically, well, it's a site called unsplash.com, unsplash.com, unsplash.com. And this is the site where photographers from around the world have sent in their best photographs into Unsplash, and Unsplash display them, and you can download them. It's a free resource. Okay. Now, if you go to unsplash.com, use the search box, and you put in Paris, you'd either get Paris, Texas, or Paris, France, and you could download the images, and you can use them in your broadcast anywhere. But as a courtesy, what I do when I find a background image I like, I actually tweet it out, which promotes the photographer and shows people that I'm using this backdrop, because the image gets displayed on Twitter, and you could share it on Facebook, you can share it wherever you want to share it, just a thank you, really. But the thing about background removal software is that it can up your game, especially if you're on a Zoom call. The ability to actually change your background immediately makes you more interesting. Now, there are two reasons for two major reasons for using background removal software. One, the area behind you whilst you're broadcasting may not be tidy. Okay, now I'm going to say, put hands up. Mine is not the tidiest in the world. So, in other words, it hides what's behind you. The second thing is that if you're using background removal software, basically, you can actually use it to tell stories. So if I was doing a French cooking program, I could have a French background behind me, be it the Eiffel Tower or the French flag. Okay, but that's the C920X. Okay, I'm going to put that back where it lives. So that's out the way. Okay, now I've mentioned green screens, and I'm going to stay with green screens for a moment. Down in the carousel and highlighted right now is the green screen behind me, which is the Logitech reversible green screen. Rant time. Okay. All the people who provide background removal software say to you, this works without a green screen. It does, and it's okay, but it's not professional. The acid test of a green screen is being able to move your hands about, okay, and still have 10 fingers, yeah? You don't want a line around your head, and you don't want your hair blowing in a non-existent breeze. The quality of background removal software varies. I've been following Expert Webcam since 2019. I do regular updates, and every update it improves, and I watched it improve immensely over the last 3.25 years. The thing about this green screen, the Logitech, which is my personal favorite and the one I use when I'm using green screen software, is that it's scrunchable. In other words, you can fold up the green screen that's behind me, you can put it into its carry case, you can use it elsewhere. Okay, now a green screen is not just for live broadcasting. Because this screen is portable, you can actually take it out and about. So if you've got a family gathering and you want to photograph relatives at an event, then put the green screen behind them, and then you can take the photos back home, use your favorite editing software, and they can be on top of Mount Everest. Yeah, so photography and live video, useless for a green screen. Okay, and the Logitech I recommend, it's green this side, it's blue the other side. I said it's scrunchable, goes into its case, you can carry it anywhere. Mine is propped up against my back wall. You could equally well have a stand for it. When I got this green screen, I got the stand as well. And then I discovered I could just prop it up against the back wall. So I sent the stand back to Amazon. Amazon being Amazon said, right, fine, okay, here's a refund. So you may need a mount for it, but mine's against my back wall. Okay, so green screens are my favorite, and I use them in quite a few of my live broadcasts. Okay, so let's go back to our topic, and I want to say, if I go over here and let's go back to the menu for a moment. I've got an agenda. So you're watching Lights Camera Action with Stephen Healy, and I'm most definitely live from Wiltshire in England. Okay, time for a few photos. I'm going to bring this back on screen. Okay, let's just change the pace of the show for a moment. I'm going to take myself off. Okay, you've seen the video, so I can hide that. Okay, and this is where I live. Okay, I'm based in Devizes in England, and I'm going to show you a couple of photographs of where I live as we take a breather for a moment and I catch my breath. I'm going to carry on. So this next photograph, we have a lot of these are some of my favorite photographs, by the way, of where I live. This is basically Hilworth Park, and Hilworth Park is a public utility, and the Parks Department do an amazing job of actually, they've got flowers throughout the town, and the town as a whole takes part in Flowers in Bloom competition each year. This is our main shopping street. This is the Brittox, Brittox, and I managed to catch it on a quiet day, but you can see the shops down both sides, and we've got all sorts of shops. We've got cafes, bakers, hairdressers, food, you name it, locksmiths, all down that one street. Street was built in the 17 to 1800s. Built before that was this, we call this a ginnel, but this is the lead on in the building, greyish building top right is the town hall. And this pathway leads from St. John's Church to the town hall, and the mayoral procession goes this way, on its way back to the town hall. The town mayor walks down here in his regalia. Now, the town hall has a jail, and at certain times of the year, it's not in use anymore, but you can actually visit the jail. Okay, and the town hall is where we hold our twinning meetings. I'm chairman of Devizes Twinning, where we're twinned with Mayenne in France and Weibingen in Germany, and hopefully soon we'll be able to get together at each other's houses. Next photograph. This is the church that I was just talking about, a beautiful church, and services are still held in the church, and it's also used for concerts. And this is a place called the Crammer. Now, this is a man-made lake in the center of Devizes, and I'm grateful to Google Photos, who actually stitched 3 photographs together. If you see the same swan twice, that's quite possible, because this is 3 photographs put together. This is sort of 5 minutes from where we live, and it is a focal point for the town, and it's also a focal point for wildfowl who live there. Okay, definitely during the summer. Winter they go abroad. This is the town square, and the town square is where we have every Thursday by royal charter a farmers market. and the right to hold a farmer's market. So farmers come here on a Thursday to sell their wares, to sell their meat, to sell their cheese, to sell their vegetables, and people arrive in the town square 8:30 in the morning and buy local produce from local farmers. And on this particular day, which is a beautiful, bright day, there was a carnival going on as well. And talking of local places, this is one of my favorite photographs, one of the best photographs I've ever taken. And this is the Courts Garden. And it's just such a brilliant place to actually visit. We do occasionally get snow. So this is just to record the fact, but we don't get it very often. So I just recorded the fact that we had snow. And this is our garden. And, or part of it. We have a carnival each year, and artists come from all around Wiltshire to actually perform in the carnival. There are floats, there is singing, there's dancing, there may even be ale, but a great time is had by all. And we're back to the beginning, and this is a walk in the woods. We're surrounded by countryside, and 5 minutes out the door, we were in the countryside. We're walking along canal. We're walking around the town. We are sort of 97 miles from London. It's a beautiful place to live. We've got Stonehenge nearby. We've got Avebury. We've got Salisbury Cathedral. Yeah, I'm going to show you a video of Salisbury Cathedral soon. Okay, now the next item on the list is Logitech Brio camera. Now you're actually watching the Logitech Brio camera now, so I can't say fairer than that. You've actually been watching it live. But I just want to talk about the camera, and then I'm going to show you the software that you can use with the camera. Now, you don't need software, but it's great if you have it, because there are things you can do. You can take the C920 out of the box, plug it into your PC or Mac. It'll be recognized straight away. So will the Brio I'm talking about now, and it's the Brio we're going to concentrate on. Logitech Brio 4K webcam, and it does ultra 4K definition. Now, this is why I got this camera. Okay, I started off with the C920 we looked at. Now I've got the Brio, and the Brio is a 4K camera. Now I'm broadcasting to you now in 720 resolution. The higher the number, the more the pixels, the better the quality of the picture. 720, which you're watching now, is DVD quality. 1080 is high definition. 4K is off the scale. Okay, 4K is the crispest video you can get. Now, I got this camera because I wanted to broadcast in 4K, and I can broadcast in 4K to YouTube. Yeah, and the recordings are stored on YouTube, and people can watch them in 4K. You do need to have not quite a ninja PC, but a good PC or Mac, to do 4K. You can use OBS, you can use vMix, or I use XSplit Broadcaster because I'm an XSplit person. And with that software, you can broadcast it out in 4K and get superb quality using the Brio. It's got a noise cancelling microphone. We talked earlier about the fact that you've got noises all around you. The Brio's got noise cancellation, which means that the only thing that you'll hear is my voice. Okay, it's got auto light correction. Again, if I switch the light off, the camera will do its best to compensate. Okay, so you can still see me, but you can see me better when the light is on. So I've switched on the Logitech Litra light. It's got a wide field of view. It is 90 degrees. When we looked at the C920X earlier, it was a 78-degree field of view. Now we've got to 90 degrees, so it can see more. And I'm going to show you that momentarily in a minute. Okay, and then the next thing is it's got 4 times the resolution of a typical camera. It has, and I proved that to myself. And if you go to YouTube and you search for me and you search for 4K, then you'll find a 4K video. And I'm going to do more of that this year. It's got, we talked about the light adjustment, low light adjustment, take right light, and 3 fields of view. And it's at that point I'm actually going to show you the software. So you can You can use this camera out of the box. There's no problem with that. Just take it out, plug it in, we recognize you can use it. Use it in your favorite software. You can use it in Zoom, OBS, VMix, BeLive, Restream. Just works. But if you want to get the best out of the camera, you need the software. And to get the software, you go to logitech.com and you download. Just a minute. You download Logitech Capture. Okay, now Logitech Capture works with any Logitech camera. So it works with the 920, 922, 925, 930 and the Brio. The same software works with all those cameras. Without further ado, I'm actually going to show it to you now by sharing my screen. So I'm going to do a screen share, hopefully, and hopefully I'm going to catch. No, just a minute. Nope. Did that work? Yes, it did. Okay, so I've captured the software. I'm going to bring the software on screen. Now, there are two versions. There are two versions of the software. I've chosen this one. It's available still on the logitech.com site. Type in Logitech Capture and you can download it. Okay, and I'll come back to both of us on screen. Okay, so I'm here and the software's here, and I'm going to go side by side. Okay, and I'm going to go side by side like this because I need to show you a wide angle. And to show you a wide angle, I just need to change things up slightly. Okay, so I'm in my BeLive studio and we're now side by side. So you can see me and you can see the software. Okay, now at the top, software controls are zoom in, zoom out, tilt up and down, pan left and right. Underneath that are the three angles, 65, 78 and 90. Yeah, so I'm going to show you that now, but I pointed that out before I actually start using it, because when I go like this, it's difficult to actually see what I'm showing you. Okay. Now, the first thing you can do with the software is that you can zoom in. So I'm going to zoom in now, and you'll see that I'll get bigger and bigger. Okay, now this is not a good look, so I'm going to, that would not work. So I'm going to come back, and I just want to make a point at this. Okay, I've watched many Zoom calls. Okay, and I've seen Zoom calls where people are on the Zoom call like this. They have not framed themselves in their picture. You cannot see the top of their head. This is not the way to do it. This is not a good look. This is a distracting look. Basically, if you look like this, people stop listening to you. Okay, what you want is to look on screen where people can, just a minute, wrong piece of software, where people can actually see. Yeah, see you. Okay, so you want to be, so you've got headroom. This is important in terms of, there's been research done. In terms of looking good on screen, you need headroom. We expect the people with headroom. Okay. Second thing we expect to see is a person actually sat in the middle of the screen. When it's one person, middle of the screen, don't sitting off to the side and actually talking is distracting. What you want to do is to sit in the center of the screen. Yeah, good practice. The other thing is that you want, as far as possible, when you're broadcasting, and this is to everybody, me included, when you're broadcasting live and you're broadcasting solo, as I am today, what you don't want to do is do, I'm not going to do it, by the way, is you don't want sudden movements. You don't want to be moving about. Yeah, you don't want to be going from side to side. You don't want to be moving your head up and down. You want to play statues. You want to be as still as you can be while still being animated. Yeah, not rooted to the spot. I mean, you still can move your hands and shrug your shoulders, no problem with that, but don't be forever moving from one side to another. Okay, that's basically be in the middle. Okay, so in terms of the software, we've done the enlargement. I'm not going to do that again, so you're quite safe. You can pan to the right. Okay, you can pan to the left. Now, the idea of all this is for you to get comfortable on camera. Okay, and I'm comfortable middle of the screen with a green screen filling everything behind me. You can tilt up and down using the software. So I'm going to go down, and I'm going to go back up. Okay, and again, I'm starting to disappear. That's no good. Okay, back to where we were. The additional thing you can do is you can change the field of view. Now, we said that the camera has 3 fields of view. In other words, it can look at 90 degrees. And at 90 degrees, you're seeing more of my background. The camera's seeing more of my background. If I reduce myself, I'm just going to do this for a moment, I do assure you, then you can see the whole, you can see my office behind me, you can see the books on the shelf, you can see the chess set. A lot of people broadcast like this, and it's a personal choice. It's about your being comfortable on camera. For me to be comfortable on camera, I don't want the 90 degrees. I'm used to broadcasting on camera, and I'm used to looking at 78 degrees. I'm going to try and hit the spot now. So this is what I'm comfortable with. This is not for everybody. I'm saying that you can actually change this camera to suit yourself. And in the other 90 degrees, 78 and 65, I'm closer to the screen. And to me, in this particular shot, I am too close to the screen. Yeah, I'm not comfortable, not totally comfortable, because I want to look at the camera. Yeah, I need a bit more space above me. So let's go back to my favorite setting of 78. Okay, now, so those are the physical movement things. The other thing you can do with the software is you can change the brightness. Now, I can up the brightness, which is too bright, or I can take it down, which is too dark, and you can't see me now. All the defaults are on the 50 mark. Yeah, so 50 is where you want to be, or as close to 50 as you can get. Okay, and we'll get close as we can in a live broadcast. Color intensity. I can go bright red. I can go dark. I can go sepia. This is a good look occasionally if you want to stand out. Or I can go back to the 50%, which I'm trying to get. I've got slightly over that, so I've got too much color at the moment. Let's just edge down to 50%, and I'm happy with the way I look. I can change the contrast. Okay, there are nights when you could actually use this to a particular show, but most of the time you want to be back at 50%. Auto white balance, you can switch on and off. Okay, and depending on, to go full screen here, depending on the time of day, it works well or not well. Okay, so I'm going to switch it back on. I'm too saturated, the color's too saturated, so I'm going to switch it off. This is personal choice. Yeah, I'm going to go back to my normal skin tones, the ones that supply to me. I think I can. Yeah, I may have altered everything, but that's basically the software. Logitech Capture works with any Logitech camera, C920, 922, 925, 930, Logitech Brio. You've been looking at, and you are watching me on the Logitech Brio. I just want to scroll up here. This is Logitech Brio 4K camera, which we're using at the moment. It's got the microphones, it's got everything you need to do a live broadcast. It works out the box, but you can refine it using the software, which you download to your PC or Mac, and then you've got total control of how you look on camera. One final thing I'm going to do here is if you make, not that it's ever going to happen to you, but if you make a mess of everything, there is a restore defaults button, which I'm going to hit. Okay, so my defaults are now restored. I want to zoom in. Okay, and I want to go to 78 degrees. I still need to zoom in a bit, don't I? Oh, no, I don't need to zoom in. I need to go like that. Okay. Right. It's not perfect, but it'll do. It'll all be sorted for the next broadcast. I need to shrink myself ever so slightly. Okay. I'm back. I'm back the way I want to be. Okay, I know there's a gap up in the corner, but we'll live with that for now. Okay, so that's the Logitech Brio camera. And I do want to say at this point, okay, I want to say a big thank you for actually watching me live today and spending time with me. I'm here to educate, entertain, inform. Hopefully I get the mix right. If I don't, let me know. If you want to say hello, please do. The comments disappear after this broadcast. I'm one of thousands of independent broadcasters on amazon.com/live. This is a free resource for you, so that while you're actually looking around amazon.com, you can watch and listen to a live video. And if you have questions about any aspect of live broadcasting or any of the things down the carousel, then please do ask me. Okay, I am here to help. I'm one of 4 Englishmen on Amazon Live, and I'm totally chuffed by it. And I'm blown away by the fact that you're actually watching me live today. I just want to say thank you for watching me live. Brilliant. And just, yeah, you are watching Stephen live from Wiltshire in England. And we're looking at hardware and software for live broadcasting. And when I say live broadcasting, too many. Let's get rid of those now. When I say live broadcasting, I include Zoom. Zoom is now part of our lives, and tens of thousands, if not millions of us, have actually gone live on Zoom. Anything I talk about today is not just about live video, it also includes Zoom, because Zoom is important. Okay, back to my, I had to buy an iPad to actually do this. We had a question earlier from Aromo, and his question was, could he do this? And my answer was, yes, you could, but you need an iPad to do it. And I got the iPad to actually do this live broadcasting, and I have never regretted it. Okay, now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to change from cameras for a second. We're going to come back to cameras, but don't forget the light, Logitech Litra light. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take myself off full screen. I'm going to stop sharing the software, and I'm going to switch on my second camera. Okay, so you've got me bottom right, and you've got the Oswald camera showing my desktop. And let's sort of change things up. Okay, 2 things I want to do. This is live. Actually, this is my purpose-built demonstration area. In actual fact, it's part of my desk. I've got an L-shaped desk, which I basically take the Oswald tiny camera, which is there, and that now points down at my desking, which means I can show things on my desking, like the tripod we saw earlier. I'm going to put that back now. Now, if I go down here, I'm just looking for a title, which I know I've put here. I think I've got it here. Just a second. Yeah. Okay. My main camera is the Logitech Brio, which we've just been looking at, and my microphone is the Elgato Wave 3. Now, you are in the perfect place to discover hundreds of microphones. I'm going to show you one, but every time you watch an Amazon Live broadcaster, odds are they'll be using a different microphone, and you hear that microphone. And when you hear a sound that you like, that's the microphone for you. Okay. Now, in addition to broadcasting on Amazon Live, I broadcast on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. And last November, I did a broadcast with Christa Boven from Belgium, with Rick from the USA, and with Alec Dorling from Sweden. And I said to them, what I want you to do is I want to bring your microphone, and we'll listen to your microphone, and you can tell us why you're actually using it. So Chris brought the blue snowball and a Salamanca as well. Salamanca, yeah. Anyway, the snowball. Rick had a headset, and Alec had this microphone I'm going to show you now. And I listened. Alec's voice was so crisp and clear and precise. The bass, the richness. I thought that is a darn good microphone to me. So, introducing down in the carousel at the moment. Yep, down in the carousel at the moment is this. This is the Elgato Wave 3 microphone. There you are, standing center stage. It's basically a cardioid microphone. You can plug in your headphones, wired headphones into it. You've got gain controls and you've got a mute button on the top. Okay, but the thing about it is, it's the quality of the sound. I mean, as I get closer to the microphone, you can hear the quality of the sound. Now, I couldn't possibly do a show hunched over the microphone all the time. And they do say that you actually want to be 2 hands away from the microphone. So when I'm broadcasting in a moment, I will put this microphone back. Yeah. Now, the beauty of the Elgato Wave 3 is that it comes with some software. And I'm going to show you the software, because to me this was the clincher in my actually buying this microphone, was the software that actually comes with it. Now I'm just waiting for the software to load. Okay, and I'm going to bring the software into my studio, because this is not, I'm going to take it off stage now. Okay, you can hear me more clearly now because the microphone is pointing directly at me and it's 2 hands away. The thing that clinched it for me was this. Okay, and I'm going to share it with you now. As you know, I love it when software comes with hardware. Okay, and I'm going to share my screen now. 3, 2, 1, and this is the software. This is the software that comes with the Elgato Wave 3. Okay, just a minute. And I'm going to come back to me. I need to sort this out. Okay, I know where I want to go. I know what I want to do. So I'm just going to hide that. I'm going to go picture in picture. Okay, I don't need that camera. I can switch it off. Right, okay, this is the software that comes with the Elgato Wave 3. It's got a mixer. Now, I've tried Banana. I've tried all sorts of audio mixers. This is the first one that I've actually got working. And it means the first column, where the blue tag is the Elgato Wave 3 microphone. And as I get closer to the microphone, you can actually see the wave moving more and going into the yellow. Okay, sorry about that. But I can have 7 different inputs. I can have the browser sound coming in. I can have Spotify playing. I can have the sound from my Obspot Tiny. I could have the sound from Crisp. In other words, I can have 7 different sound channels and actually bring them in and substitute any of the sounds for the microphone, which means that I can actually, if I go here, he said, I can actually mix up a storm. Yeah, I could have intros and outros. I could have music in my live broadcast. Now, the only problem that there is with this is I could bring Spotify in right now and play you some tunes from Spotify. My playlist from Spotify. Okay, I could do it. But the only thing is that we're actually broadcasting, as well as broadcasting on Amazon Live, I'm broadcasting on Facebook and YouTube. And if I played, if I played copyright music, then the broadcast would stop. And thank you very much. So basically, this mixer works with the Elgato Wave 3 microphone, and it's included. Just go to Elgato, type in Wave 3, and you can download the software. Now let's just run through the features of, I'm going to hide that, take that off screen now, the features of this microphone. Okay, and I'm going to go picture in picture. So let's bring the microphone into play. So there's the microphone. Okay, and we're going to go through its main features so I don't forget anything. Okay, right. the Elgato Wave 3 Premium USB condenser microphone. It's a digital mixer for streaming. We've seen that. It's got a built-in clip guard for the S's and the P's. It's got a capacitive mute. If I put my hand just across the top, it would mute me. And I believe you me, I've done that by accident. In addition to that, it's got a condenser capture with a light cardioid polar pattern that captures speech with precision. And you're listening to it now, so you can decide. The microphone itself was released in July 2020. Okay, so that's the microphone, my microphone of choice, which is the Elgato Wave 3, which is down in the carousel at the moment. Okay, so I'm going to put the mic back into place. Okay, so the mic is now close to me, and you should now be able to, I've stopped moving it now. Hopefully that didn't annoy you, but I've stopped moving it now, and it's quite safe and stable, and I can take that off. So I recommend the Elgato Wave 3. As I say, it is subjective. It's the sound you hear. If you're watching other live broadcasters on Amazon Live, please do ask, and you hear a microphone you like the sound of, just ask, and the person who's hosting the broadcast will undoubtedly tell you which microphone they are using. Yeah. Okay, so where do we go from here? I suppose we go back to the carousel, and the next item we're going to go on to is this. And okay, thank you for watching me on Amazon Live. Just let me try and make one alteration. I just want to go here. That's better. Okay, just one click. It's all it took. Okay, and remember that I'm using the Logitech Litra Lite. I'll switch it off. I switched it back on again. And that's where this is coming from. I've just discovered where my glitch is coming from. Just a minute. Okay, we'll live with that. The next thing I'm going to show you, I'm a desktop kind of guy. I enjoy desktop broadcasting, been doing it for 6 years, and I discovered back in March 2021 the joys of mobile broadcasting. So if you give me a moment, just a minute, I need to do something. Just let me put this up on screen for a second. Okay, and I'm just going to get something. I'm still here. I'm not gone anywhere. Just wait a second. I'm just looking for something. I know it's there. Okay. Right. You could see me, couldn't you? That worked well. You could actually see me beavering away. Okay, no worries. No worries. Yeah. Okay, you're sitting on the side of me now. Let's get this chair straight as well. Okay. Okay, and let's start looking at the camera, which I am now. Okay, so my next love, besides broadcasting on desktop, is broadcasting on mobile. Yeah. I love it. We Angelica and I visit national parks, we visit country houses, we visit national monuments, and whenever I go out, I take my mobile phone with me and I shoot video. In fact, I actually go live. Yeah, I broadcast live from the sites we actually visit. We do the grand tour, walk all the way around, and then when we get to a suitable point, usually after a cream tea, I go with my mobile, and for 20 minutes I go and create a video. Now, if you're creating video on mobile, there are two problems that you're going to come up against. The first problem about creating video on your mobile is that you have a tight grip on the phone and you don't want to drop the phone. The last thing you want is for an expensive iPhone or Samsung phone to actually fall on the floor. So you're actually concentrating on holding your phone. Yeah, that's what you want. You don't want to drop it. I know why. We all know why. But the thing is that if you're actually concentrating on the phone, holding it tightly, then you're going to miss your best shots, because your concentration is not on what you're filming. Your concentration is actually on the phone. and not dropping it. The second thing that's a problem with mobile broadcasting, well, if you're shooting video just for your personal use, then that's good. You don't need to do anything else. But if you're shooting video you want other people to see, in other words, you want to put the video on YouTube, the second problem is that if you've got your camera, as you walk along, quite naturally, as you go up and down, your camera is going up and down. And when your camera goes up and down, you get a shot which is jumpy, to say the least. Now, again, if it's a personal video, not a problem. But if you want other people to watch this video, then you need to stabilize this. You need to stop this, okay? Which is where the unit that's down the carousel at the moment comes in. Okay, this is the carrying case, and a very solid piece of kit it is. This is just a case for the HOEM iSteady gimbal. Okay, now the gimbal, as you'll see in a moment, is in the case and it's here. Okay, it has the two jobs. One is to hold your mobile phone in the clamp. The two is to basically stabilize you, which is why this is called the iSteady home gimbal, to steady you. Let's have a look. This is the gimbal, okay, and you can see it. I'm going to move the microphone out of the way because you can still hear the microphone. It wants to be on stage. It can't be on stage. It wants to be there. This is the gimbal, and basically what you do to work a gimbal, you do this. You take your phone and you take your phone out of the case. Yep. Just assume I've done that. And then you put your phone in the gimbal. Now, the clamp expands to take larger mobile phones. Yeah. So put your phone without its case on in the gimbal, rest it on the bottom, and at the top have, sorry, I'm trying to get the angles right here, have the camera. So the camera goes at the top and the base at the bottom. Now, the next thing you do with this is to switch it on. But the first thing that happens when you switch a gimbal on is it stabilizes. Don't hold the gimbal when you switch it on. Put it on a solid surface. So I've got it on a desk. Equally well, whilst you're out and about, you could be on a bench or a flat rock, put it down and switch it on. When you switch it on, and there is a control panel at the front with a button on it, just press the button. It will swivel into action. Yeah. And it's then ready to use. You then go to your phone and you press record, and you can just walk around carrying the gimbal with you, and you can record. And you won't be afraid of dropping the phone because it's safe in the clamp, and the gimbal will steady you. Yeah, it will make sure that you take steady photographs. HOEM iSteady gimbal. Now, that's good. And this is a wonderful piece of kit. But, as I said a moment ago, I actually go out with Angelica, my partner, and we go out and visit places at the weekend. I take my mobile phone with me. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to play you a short video, and I'm going to play you this video. I'm going to bring it up on screen. Guess where this video is? Okay, you can probably guess. I'm going to this video. Just let me find something. I'm going to my memory again and find something to put on screen. This video was created using yeah, that's it. That's the one. Right, I'm going to switch my microphone off and I'm going to press play. So enjoy Stonehenge. I will show you the beginning. This is as if you were actually walking around Stonehenge itself. This was shot December 2021, and we're walking, as everybody does, around Stonehenge, and you can enjoy the journey. I'll have a bonus at the end of the video for you to actually see. But the thing is that this video was shot using the HOEM gimbal. And I'm going to press play. raining, and I'm just going to walk around the henge and give you a tour. Well, let's go. Right, there aren't too many people here. Basically, it's to wish you a Merry Christmas and a happy, healthy and prosperous New Year from Angelica and myself, and from everybody visiting Stonehenge today. Boxing Day 2021. Okay, I think we're in the clear now, hopefully. Right, so as usual, broadcasting on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter and my website. And that's just a beautiful sight, especially as it's a beautiful day, as I pan around to give you some idea of the countryside around the henge. Now the henge is not on its own. There are burial mounds all around, and behind me is my wonderful partner Angelica, who is looking the other way. Hello. Right. And going over to, now this is the road. People slow down here because they've actually got a view of Stonehenge, so the traffic along this road gets congested during the week, and that's the road that they're actually going to replace with a tunnel. Now the tunnel won't go directly under Stonehenge, thank goodness, because we don't want Stonehenge to subside into a pile of rubble, but it will go within half a mile of Stonehenge. And I think the current state of play is that it's going to go ahead, and the idea is that the road that we're looking at now will just be closed or not as busy. I mean, it's Boxing Day today, but you can see there's a queue of traffic over there, and that's what happens, is you get a queue of traffic on the road on what should be a 5-minute journey. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to fast forward, because I can't leave this video without actually showing you a closer view of Stonehenge. So we continue to walking around Stonehenge until we came to here. Okay, so let's continue the video. Turn. Right, okay, hopefully. Right, okay, so this is the end of our journey. This is as close as you can get to the stones, let's say, apart from the 2 days a year. And you can see how this was constructed 4,500 years ago. They're still trying to work out how they got the lintel. I mean, it's a feat of engineering, because we're talking 4,500 years ago. The stones came from Wales and from Marlborough, had to be brought here, not by cart, they were actually rolled here. So quite a considerable feat. It is a considerable feat, and it's an amazing place to actually visit. If it's not on your bucket list, then I would suggest that Stonehenge is a special place. It's a spiritual place. You just get this vibe, this feeling. I mean, I'm not going, it is a very special place to actually visit. If you're visiting the UK at all, you can get access to Stonehenge. You can come by coach, okay, and coach takes you to the visitor centre. Visitor centre has a museum with the 4,500 year history of Stonehenge, tells the whole story. It has a restaurant as well, and the food is good. I can attest to that because we go 3 or 4 times a year. In addition to that, it also has a shop so you can buy memorabilia and remember your visit to Stonehenge. It is a must to visit. Now, if you do visit, you go to the visitor centre, you go through the ticketing, book in advance if you can, and then you've got two choices. You can either get the bus up to Stonehenge. Okay, there's a shuttle bus which runs every 10 minutes or so, or you can get the full Stonehenge experience by walking along the road and the countryside and through the countryside. And you start off and you can't actually see Stonehenge to begin with, and then you get closer and closer and closer, and then you can walk all the way around the Stonehenge. Then you walk back again, and you can go to the restaurant and have a cream tea with a cup of tea, of course, because this is England. So the thing is that I was able to capture Stonehenge. Yeah, I was able to capture this video using the home gimbal, and this video is on YouTube, and people can go and watch the full 25-minute video on YouTube, and they can also watch other videos that I've recorded on my travels throughout Wiltshire. Okay, and people do watch it. They type in Stonehenge and they see my video. They type in Salisbury, they see my video, and my video gets watched, people viewing it every week. 3 reasons for doing this. Okay, 1, when you visit somewhere, you can take photographs of it with your mobile phone, but it's much better if you can make a short video, 5 minutes, 25 minutes. You're actually recording your visit to that particular place. Yeah, and you've already got the mobile phone, and the gimbal's so easy to use, yeah, that you can make personal videos straight away. The second reason for doing this is not everybody's going to be able to visit your hometown or the places that you visit. So you can tell your story about the places you live and you visit. Put it on YouTube, let people see it. Yeah, and we can all experience living in Oregon, for example. Yeah. Now, you'll notice that in that video, I was actually doing a narration, a voiceover, okay, explaining what we're actually looking at. And I could do that, and I could have used the microphone in my mobile phone because I could set it to single direction and I could record. But that's not what you've just been listening to. You haven't been listening to the microphone on my mobile phone. What you've been listening to in that video is this. And this is the Power Device, the PEL microphone. This is the difference between an amateur video and a semi-professional video, is this particular lapel microphone. And I just love showing orange boxes. I've got this thing about orange packaging. This is the box that the lapel microphone comes in. Okay, down the carousel. And just as a note, today that microphone is 50% off today. It's 50% off. It's $29.98, which is a lot less than I actually paid for it. Okay, so if I go over here, this is the carrying case of the Power Device microphone. And if I take it out of its carrying case, yeah, then I get the microphone itself, which is here. Now you've got the microphone with its cover on there, okay? And this has got a crocodile clip, and the crocodile clip attaches to your clothing. Let me just give you an example, hopefully, of how to do it. Just talk amongst yourselves for a minute. I'm doing this. Okay, I got there in the end. So the microphone actually clips onto your clothing. Now the thing about this is that your body is then absorbing the sound. Yeah. So you still hear the background, but the first thing that's heard is your voice. And this is important in narrating video, is that your voice comes across crystal clear. And the Power Device, the PEL microphone, does that. The other end of the cable is just plug it into your phone, and basically you don't have to do anything else. That's cut out the microphone on the mobile phone, and the only thing that can be heard now is your lapel microphone. And the quality of the sound, as you heard there, is far better than just using the internal microphone. So it's a bargain today at 50% off. And it works, and you've listened to it. You've just been listening to this very microphone, this one. Yeah, I don't know how these cables get tangled. I really don't know how cables get tangled. Okay, so this microphone is brilliant in terms of doing mobile video, but that's not the only reason to have a lapel microphone. You can use the lapel microphone when you're on Zoom or on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, or Twitch, because the quality of sound is good enough. Basically, instead of plugging it into your mobile phone, you just plug it into your PC or Mac, and you can use this as a microphone. So $30, yeah, $29.99 for a microphone that you can use on your computer. Yeah. Now, a little story. I am a Udemy instructor, and I have courses about how to do what I'm doing today on live video, and they're on Udemy. And Udemy have very strict controls over the quality, because you're paying to watch courses on Udemy. Udemy are quite possibly the largest online course system in the world, and you're paying to actually watch courses. So you need a good picture. Okay, we've looked at the Logitech C920X, we've looked at the Brio. They give good quality pictures. The picture side, you got covered. Okay. The second side of it is the sound. And back 4 or 5 years ago when I started, Udemy said you have to have good sound. If you don't have a good sound, you cannot put your videos on Udemy. And he said you've got two options. You can either soundproof your office, okay, which means all 4 walls and the roof, or you can get a lapel microphone. When I recorded my Udemy courses, I used a lapel microphone, and that passed the strict quality controls. Almost misspoke. It's Friday, isn't it? It's nearly time for a break. Time for a cup of tea. I need a cup of tea. I really do need to have a cup of tea. Okay. Basically, this passes this microphone that I'm going to take off again now, passes the Udemy quality controls. So if you're thinking of sharing your knowledge on Udemy, then you could get the lapel microphone, plug it into your PC, and you can record your courses using your external camera, using this microphone, and the quality will be acceptable to Udemy, and they are sticklers for high quality. So use this microphone on your mobile phone to get high quality narration. Use this microphone on your PC to get high quality on Zoom, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. Use this microphone if you want to record online courses on Udemy or Skillshare or the other sites, or even on your own website. Okay, you can use this microphone to provide a quality soundtrack to accompany everything that you're doing. Okay, so that is the power device. Let's remind ourselves, that's the box it comes in. This is the power device, the lapel microphone, which is attached to you and to your phone, and it gives high quality sound. I'm just going to unplug it. I'm going to put it on the desk. Let's see what the desk looks like now. If I go here, okay, and I'm going to take that off, and I'm going to hide the video because we've been around Stonehenge. I'm going to switch this camera on. This is what my desk looks like at the end of a broadcast, towards the end of a broadcast. You can see the gimbal, the home gimbal we talked about. You can see the Elgato Wave 3 microphone. You can see the lapel microphone. You can see the Logitech Litra light, and you can see something I haven't spoken about yet, which I'm going to speak about now. So bear with me a moment. I'm just finding the right place. Okay, so my desk is a mess. Okay, I know it's a mess. Now, we'll tidy it this weekend. We have a bank holiday, Labor Day in the UK on Monday. So my next broadcast on Amazon Live is on Tuesday, 11 a.m. Eastern. And I look forward to seeing you there. If you're enjoying this broadcast, oh, wow, I just noticed that. Just a minute. Okay, I want to say thank you for the follow. Thank you for following me. I really appreciate it. Excellent. Thank you. Okay, the thing I haven't shown you, if I just move the light out of the way, is this. Okay, now as you can see, I can have two cameras on screen. I've got the Brio on the left, I've got the Osbot Tiny on the right, so two cameras, because I'm in the, let's complete the picture. Just put the logo on. I'm broadcasting to you today on Be Live. Okay, so that's the logo. But I couldn't use two cameras if I didn't have the unit that's down in the carousel now. And that unit, right way around, is this. And this is an Anker 4-way USB hub. And it should be everybody's toolkit into this one unit. The thing is, rant time. When we buy a new PC or Mac, I cannot understand why every single unit that's sold to us does not have enough USB connections. I don't know. They're not expensive to put in. They're designing the case. I think that every single computer that's sold should have 4 USB-A ports and 2 USB-C ports. It's a no-brainer. It would make our life a lot easier. But in the meantime, what you can actually use is the connector, that's 4-way USB connector that's down there. Unplug your camera, plug this unit in. You've then got 3 more USB-A ports. And into here at the moment, I've got both cameras plugged in. I've got a microphone plugged in, and I've got my Logitech Litra light plugged in. Okay, so this simple unit, I'm going to try, if I take myself off screen, no, like that. Okay, there's the unit. You can see it now, and it's got the 4 cables going into it. And basically, it has changed the way that I broadcast, because I can now have 2 cameras on screen at the same time. And it's an investment of $17.99. Now, this is the Windows version. There is also a Mac version as well. So if you want extra ports on your Mac, click the link in the carousel. It will take you to this unit, and it will say also available for Mac. And you can see the Mac one. But this is the best $17.99 I've spent this year. It's my purchase of 2022. Okay, now, just whilst we're down on the desktop, before we come back to me, I'm just going to take a look at something else, which you can also see on screen. I'm going to mention it because it's 13% off today. And that's the TP-Link Deco. That's the unit here. And I'm actually broadcasting using this unit now. Okay, in other words, Angelica is working on her computer. I'm broadcasting live to Amazon Live. And this is the Wi-Fi system that is providing Wi-Fi throughout our building. Backdrop to this. Okay, if I just take the Be Live logo off, put that one on for a moment. Okay, and 3, 2, 1, back to me. We used to have, you know, the Wi-Fi plugs that you can plug into your power sockets. Yeah, we had 4 of those throughout the house. We didn't think about it, but when we watched a 90-minute film, it would start buffering and going round and round. And we thought this was normal. It took a long while before we discovered it wasn't. It's not normal. No, you don't need the buffering. So, unfortunately, one of the plug-in thingies actually broke. So we had to look then for an alternative source for our Wi-Fi. And I did my research, and I checked everything, okay, and I came up with the TP-Link Deco as being the most recommended Wi-Fi system. Highly recommended. I mean, if we go to Amazon Live, which is where we're at the moment, or I can't see the stars today, but normally I can see stars. This basically is the unit that was recommended. You get the first unit, you plug it into your router, switch it on, it will pair automatically. You then download the software to your mobile phone, okay, and it can be an iPhone or an Android phone, and that controls it. You set a master password and a guest password. You then take the second unit, put it in a separate room, plug it in, switch it on. It will connect. The two units connect, and then you take the third unit, put it in another room, and then you've got 3 units actually providing the Wi-Fi net. Now, most of my colleagues would say you need to be on wired to broadcast. I've been broadcasting on Wi-Fi since I got these units. They do the job, and they're highly recommended. I recommend that they simply work out the box. They're simple setup. You can set them up in half an hour, and you've got network throughout the house. We can't control the signal that comes in, but we can control the distribution of the network around our property. And the TP-Link Deco, which is down the carousel, is the way that I actually do that. And it's what you're watching at the moment. Okay, let's go back to here. Now, this is live, of course, and we've got everything there. But this is actually, if I go here, I'm going to let you in on what you've been watching whilst this little guy has been doing his work. This camera here is the OBSBot Tiny PTZ camera, pan, tilt and zoom. And this is becoming my favorite. I've got the Brio. I'm happy with the Brio. I'm more than happy with the Brio. But the OBSBot Tiny PTZ camera, I'm getting more and more use out of. Right. Let me tell you the story of the OBSBot Tiny PTZ camera. Okay, we've gone full screen. And basically, the thing I need to do, just a second. Hang on. Don't you just love it when you try to do a demonstration and it wants to stop working? Just a minute. I'm going to go blank and then I'm going to come back. Okay, let's see if that worked. When you're live and something goes wrong, yeah, then okay. What do you do when you're live and something goes wrong? You switch it off and on again, and that's what I just did with this camera. This is the OBSBot Tiny PTZ camera, and it's pan, tilt and zoom. It's down in the carousel at the moment. Just a moment. Let me find it in the carousel for you. And there it is. Now the OBSBot Tiny today is 10% off. Okay, so you're getting 10% off the OBSBot Tiny today, which is less than I paid, which is fair because I'm actually enjoying using it. The OBSBot Tiny has software that controls it, and it has 3 presets. So you can see me on the desktop. You can see my desktop itself, and you can actually see the other location, which is up on the wall, a picture of a Brio circle and my Under Armour rucksack. Back to me. Okay, so the first thing is that it's a 90-degree camera, but it's on a gimbal, and it therefore has 90-degree field of view, but it can swivel that view, so it can look anywhere. And in actual fact, you can go through 180 degrees. So that's the first thing about it. It's not bound to your desktop. It's not a fixed camera like the Logitech cameras we looked at. It's a camera which can move about. Okay, and I'm just going to go here, close that software because I don't need it, and I'm going to go to the OBSBot Control Center, and I'm going to check something. Okay, now the OBSBot Tiny, okay, has built-in AI, and it can track you. So when I stand up now, the OBSBot Tiny is actually tracking my movements as I move the chair around and I come around here. The OBSBot Tiny will track my movement. The other thing it will do, we talked earlier about headspace, it will automatically put headspace in place. Yeah. It is a very intelligent camera. It's got AI, it's got AI tracking. As I move, then hopefully, this is a demonstration, a live demonstration. The camera moves with me. Okay, and if I duck, the camera will compensate. But the thing about this is that I can now demonstrate stood up. And demonstrating when you're standing is a different proposition to demonstrating when you're sat down. And I've seen more and more of my colleagues actually stand up to demonstrate because it releases your diaphragm and you've got more energy when you stand up. Now, what I'm going to show you now is this, which are the Aftershocks Earbuds, which are down in the carousel, 79.77. And these are my headphones of choice. They are over your ear. In other words, they don't go in your ear canal, which means they can't fall out of your ear canal, which means they can't irritate you. They are over your ear and they are bone conducting, so the sound goes through your skull. It's not Wi-Fi, but it's pretty close. Now, I use this for walking, jogging, running, and cycling. Okay, certainly for walking, possibly for running. They are waterproof. Okay, they are available in a variety of colors. If you click the Aftershocks link down in the carousel, then you'll be taken off to the Aftershocks page where you can see all the different colorways. You can make and receive phone calls. You can dial out using voice dial and the AI that's actually built into the headphones. Yeah, they've got mirrored controls, and you can skip a track, you can go back a track, you can increase the volume, you can decrease the volume. The other thing is that because these don't go into your ears, then you can actually hold a conversation with the person next to you. In addition to that, you can hear the silent cyclist coming up behind you. You can hear the traffic all around you. So these are a safety aid as well as being stylish, comfortable. I forget I'm wearing them. They are so comfortable. So I'm going to take these off and put them down on the desking. The desking is getting full now. And I'm going to switch over to here. Okay, just a minute. I'm going to switch over to here. And whilst I'm switching over to here, I can sit down again. This is a picture local to me of devices in Wiltshire. And this is one of the walks that we can actually go on. And if you weren't here earlier, then you can see that I live close to Stonehenge. And we've got some beautiful gardens. Okay, now it's time to come back to me. No, not there. I want to be there. Okay, so let's come back to me. Okay, just work out the headroom. Thank you. So this is just what Tiny used to go through its main features. You've seen, just hang on, just a minute. Right, I promise it won't move again. Okay. You can use gesture control to stop and start the tracking. You can zoom in and out. I want to stop the tracking. Okay, in addition to that, it's a full 1080p webcam. Omnidirectional microphones. In addition to that, 90-degree wide angle, like Logitech Brio. Low light correction. If I switch my lights off, as I'm going to do now, I'm going to switch off the Logitech Litra light, and it's lighting me still. You can still see me. I'm going to switch the light back on. Okay. And I've got this, so I don't forget anything. I want to say everything about it. It is an AI-powered PTZ cam webcam. It's got privacy controls. You can just turn it to switch it off. Okay, it's not got the slidey thing. You can actually turn the lens down. It has sleep mode. Now, if you don't use the camera for 10 minutes, it'll switch itself off, or it could be 5 minutes. You can do a preset switching off. And headroom mode, we talked about that throughout today's broadcast, about having headroom while you're broadcasting. This is new. What we can do here, hopefully this will work, is if I take the flowers off and go like that, and hopefully on the left-hand side, that doesn't work, does it? On the left-hand side is the Brio, and on the right-hand side is the Spot. Okay. And you can basically, with the auto exposure, your face is auto exposed. All right, I'm going to come back. Which camera? I'll come back to this camera. Okay, or this camera. I've got two cameras and one microphone. Noise reduction, which you need to get rid of the background noise. It's got a motion mode. We've seen it tracking me. And in addition to that, it's got auto sleep mode we've talked about, and it's got a gimbal. And finally, it's got a magnetic mount when it goes on top of your monitor. The Oswalt Tiny is the most useful camera, and it's fun to use. And the thing is, you can actually turn it upside down, and you could actually track somebody teaching a class and record it. It's got so many different uses. It's got a fast track mode where you could track somebody running. It has so many different uses. So the Oswalt Tiny is becoming my joint favorite camera, really. That and the Brio. You're watching the Brio now. And basically, you set the lighting up for a particular camera. And normally in a broadcast, you'd only have one camera. Okay, so where do we go from here? Right, okay. Yes. Right. I want to say to everybody who's watching live now, just a few words, and thank you for the follow. Okay. I totally enjoy broadcasting on Amazon Live. I totally enjoy telling my stories. I'm here to listen. I want to say thank you for joining me live today and spending part of your day with me. If you ever catch me again, and I hope that you do, 11 a.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday, then please do say hello. Tell me where you're from. Ask me a question. I'll try my best to answer it. If I can't answer it, then I'll find out and come back to you. This Amazon.com/live is the very beginning. We are pioneers in this. And myself and thousands of independent broadcasters who don't work for Amazon have got items in their carousel, and you've got the ability now to watch Amazon Live TV. If you, not now, but in a few seconds, if you click the browse button up above, Amazon have arranged all the broadcasts into different sections. So there's an electronics section, there is a cooking section, there's a fashion section, you name it, there's a category for it. And you can pick your category and you can set a reminder for people who are broadcasting. And if you go to the broadcasting soon category, that is your Amazon Live TV guide, because it will show you who's live at the moment, and it will show you all the broadcasts that are going to take place on Amazon Live today, and you can set a reminder so you can actually watch their broadcasts. Now, I'm blessed because the Amazon Live broadcasters are a group of the most friendly people imaginable, who are approachable and here to help and share knowledge, and we all support each other. There are 2 or 3 groups on Amazon Live on Facebook, which we're all members of, and we help and support each other with all this. And we're grateful to Amazon for actually providing this facility. As a viewer, I mean, I actually watch more shows than I appear in, incredibly. As a viewer on Amazon Live, you now have choices. Yeah, you can listen to and watch Amazon Live 24/7. You can speak just by commenting. You can make contact with people. You can network. You can get to know people. I know some broadcasts where people actually come along. They know each other and they get talking to each other, and the conversation evolves whilst the broadcaster is doing their thing. This is the start of something amazing, and I'm just blessed to be part of it. And I want to say, basically, just a second, I want to say a big thank you to you, because we're all part of the same system. We all enjoy being on Amazon.com. Well, it's behind the camera or in front of the camera. Amazon is a great resource. And I'm just blessed to be here and thankful to be here. And thank you for watching me live today. I want to say, if I just go to my iPad to make sure I've not missed anything, I do want to say thank you to everybody who watched me. I do enjoy doing this so much. I love sharing and sharing the products that down in the carousel that I actually own. And it's a blessing. I want to wish you, because this is Labour Day weekend, I want to wish you a safe and enjoyable weekend. And I look forward to seeing you on live broadcasts over the coming weeks. If you enjoy my broadcast, please press the follow button. Take care, enjoy the weekend, and I'll see you again next week. Bye for now. This has been Stephen, live from Wiltshire in England.